person on earth needs Tree and it's our job to just convince them of that. And I must tell you a funny little story. In just finding Tree and customers, and this is still a working process, but I was at the hardware store just recently, and I was about to do my payment, and this guy came up behind me, and he was yawning his head off. And you've got to do this with a big smile on your face. I turned around to him and I said, "Gee, I'm sorry to keep you up." And he turned around and he said, "Oh, I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired." So I said, "Well, you should be having Tree in," and that just opened the whole conversation. And so at the moment, I'm just feeding him information. But that's it's just being aware of what's going on around you, and people have this need. And being exhausted is part and parcel of life itself. So we have the solution, and it's a question of just getting into it. But Drew, thanks so much for outlining all of that to us so far. So you've joined the business, and some people, you might come in and be very, very happy as a wholesale customer, and we're perfectly happy with that. Or you might be one of these people who want to make some discount and sort of spread it around your family and make a little bit of profit along the way. Or you might be one of these people who are single-minded and what we call business builders who want to get on and make things happen. And we're basically addressing those people tonight. But you decide what level you want to play this game at. And we totally comfortable with whatever decision you take. It's entirely in your hands. But remember this, the more product that you and your distributors sell through your network determines the amount of income you're going to make at the end of the day. So it's a completely free enterprise system, which works very effectively. And we've spoken about this before, but it's good to remind ourselves before I go into the Step Up program here. What is the formula for success in our business? The formula is this. Over a time, you build a large group of people and teach them to do a few simple tasks over a sustained period of time. So it's a question of multiplying your time and your effort and duplicating that through other people. And that's how you're going to build your business. So, right, the journey is quite simple. You've joined the business. I'm just going to go to a little illustration here, and you can see exactly what we're talking about. The key to this whole thing is to start off by becoming a distributor. Hang on, I've got something here. Okay, it's cleared, right. Becoming a distributor, and the key is to make sure that you are doing 100 points minimum. 100 personal points in your name every single month is what basically switches the lights on in the business. That's what gets things going. So when we talk about a few simple tasks, that's the simple task. You become a distributor, and there's two ways of doing it. Your 100 points could be either through changing your buying habits and going through the laundry powders, dishwashing liquids, nutritional stuff, etc. That's one way of doing it. But what we're promoting at the moment is what we call the six-pack system. The six-pack system means that you make a little investment in some stock, and you start off. For instance, to get a six-pack of Tree as a distributor, you'd invest an amount of 1,389 Rand to buy a six-pack of Tree and you actually would sell them on to retail them at 1,734 Rand. So you make yourself 345 Rand profit immediately. Think about that. If you've got your 1,300 Rand sitting in the bank, what interest are you making per annum? You're getting nowhere near that per year. Here we're saying, sell a box of Tree and make yourself 345 Rand profit right up front. Now, how long is that going to take you? I don't know. I was speaking to Vincent and Lulu the other day, new distributors within our team, and they sold their six-pack in 6 days. They were excited about that, and that's very encouraging. So I'm saying sell 6 Tree per month. So you go out and develop yourself 6 customers. Big deal. It's very doable. Anyone can actually achieve that. So here you are as a distributor with your 100 points. From there on, the key is to recommend what you're doing. And the next step in the plan is to become a manager. Now, to become a manager, you need to do 500 points to become a manager. But I'm going to just give you a little example here using the six-pack as an example. What I'm going to suggest is you use the product, start talking to people, recommending the product, and start building yourself some distributors just like you. In other words, find people who are sick and tired of mediocrity and they want to build themselves a business. So they must repeat that simple, basic task of becoming a distributor, doing 100 points. And we recommend the six pack. I tell you why the six pack is so good. You take a good old farmer, a farmer who wants to plant maize, he can't plant maize unless he's got the seed. That's his capital investment in the business, to buy the seed and plant it. Our business is, if you have no six pack, you have no seed. So the business becomes very difficult without the seed. So invest in a six pack seed, sell it, and you will turn that into profit immediately. So when you go out and develop maybe 2 a month, but eventually I've got a little illustration. The goal here is to get 6 other people just like you who are doing the 100 points per month. So you're duplicating that 100 points per month. All of a sudden, you're doing 700 points. You're now a manager. As a manager, you're making yourself a little bit of profit. A manager traditionally will make in the vicinity of about 700 Rand per month, okay, in that vicinity. Now, once you are a manager, you continue to duplicate that manager process. You continue to do your 100 points. What if you went out over the next 2, 3, 4 months and developed 2 managers in your team, each of which are doing 700 points as per that illustration? All of a sudden, you're over 1,000 points. As a senior manager, you're well into your senior manager position. You'll be making about 1,200 Rand per month. That's an extra 12,000 plus per year if you did that each and every month. So it's already beginning to get some momentum into it. Okay. Now you continue. You're now a senior manager. The next step is to become an executive manager. How do you do that? Develop another manager. So you now have 1, 2, 3 managers plus yourself doing 100 points. That puts you over 2,000 points. And as an executive manager, you'd be earning incomes in the vicinity of about 2,500 Rand per month. Hey, we're talking some decent money. Now we're beginning to be able to afford some school fees, etc. in your life. The goal is to become a director. How long it takes you, that's your decision. It's been done in a minimum of, the shortest time I've known is 2 months, but let's say it's going to take you 6 months to 8 months, no problem. Over the next 6 to 8 months, you work yourself up the program and you want to become a director. So what you've got to do is develop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 managers around you. You know what the manager looks like. Yourself with 100 points plus your 6 managers puts you over 4,000 points. Bingo, you are a direct distributor. A direct distributor has a potential income of at least 10,000 Rand per month. Now that gets exciting because that's well over 100,000 Rand per annum. If you do it each month, coming into the family, it changes families' lifestyle dramatically. And that's what you need to be doing. Now, is it possible? Yes, indeed, it is possible. For instance, we've got some people here who've taken their steps this month. We've had, for instance, managers. We've got Shlangwi Gombi, who's done manager. We have Mwaza Magugula, who's done manager. We've had Zama, who has done Matepra, who's done a qualified senior manager. We've had Aya Khan, who's done qualified senior manager. We've got Lungi Glamini, who's done qualified senior manager. So there are some people, and well done to you all for having done that and just showing that this is possible. So if they can do it, why not you? Okay, so the key is to work your way up to being a director. Let's say you do it over the next 6 to 8 months. Become director during the course of 2023. That should be your goal. Because being a director, you start to earn the 10,000 Rand per month. Now, what happens after that? What would happen in this event? Let's suppose you're a director and one of your people work their way up through this whole system as well and become a director as well. So you're a director with a fully qualified director in your team. Collectively, you'll be doing over 10,000 points, and that would move you up to what we call a world team member. And that is very, very exciting. Now you say, is it possible? Indeed. In fact, tonight, I'm going to introduce you to a couple who have done this step. And Drew, maybe you can help me here. We've got Carol and Jabu Samir from Eswatini. I think you'll be able to see their picture. There they are. Gee, looking extremely smart. Jabu and Carol, are you online?
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Here we are. Hello. How are you both? Firstly, you're looking very smart in that picture. And secondly, congratulations on taking that major step onto the world team. We're so very proud of you for that achievement. I just want to ask you a few little questions, Carol and Jabu. I don't know who's going to speak, but just to give people a bit of idea, I know that you've been part of the business for some while, and then suddenly something happened. You had a mind change or something. Can you just talk a little bit about that? What happened to make you say, well, I'm going to do it? Your mindset change. What was that all about?
Hello.
Hello, Carol. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello. We get cut now and then, but I think it's okay at this moment.
It is good. Speak.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, it all started during COVID. You know, when COVID struck, everybody was worried and people were getting poor and more people were dying. People got retrenched so much. People didn't have money. People were struggling. Here in Swaziland, we didn't even have grants from the government. So it was a really bad situation. People were not allowed to move, to make movements. We know we were selling the product and doing the business, but the movement was restricted. We had to design a little plan. We knew that every now and then, maybe 3 days a week, people would be allowed to go out and buy groceries. We took those chances of the grocery days where we'd wear our Neolife gears, get a lot of leaflets, pamphlets talking about the business and the product. You know, people at the time were scared, but the government was telling them, use zinc and vitamin C to try and fight COVID in your body or prevent death. So we went around the supermarkets with our gears and leaflets, giving out information, and people started calling, making calls, because you couldn't meet people. You had to get a permit to travel to a certain place. Sure. Those leaflets helped us make a lot of sales. We made a lot of sales on the disinfectant, our care. We were telling them this is a green product. It wasn't even hurting their hands, because the sanitizers they were using that time were alcohol-based. Most people, their hands were peeling off. So we got a chance to do our business, even though it was hard.
Good. So that's fantastic.
Yes. When the restrictions were lessened, we made sure that we want to do this business, because every month we would get money from Neolife. Yet our neighbors were out of work, were being retrenched. You say, if this business cannot retrench us at this time, we want to continue. When the COVID is over, we want to start as new distributors, go back to our books and learn the basics, how to do the business. Whenever the company introduced some teachings through Zoom, we'd make sure we are on Zoom as much as we are now. We do not want to miss any session. We are very grateful to have this Zoom every Thursday. Even if we are on the road, we make sure we Zoom in.
Fantastic. Fantastic, Carol. That's absolutely fantastic. Carol, and just a question. Now you've stepped up your business and you've moved to the world team level. Has it changed your financial side from an income perspective each month? What's happened there?
You know, long time when I started the business, when you were a director, you would get around 4,000 Rand after working very hard. But this time, you know, every month on my way to the world team, I've been getting a lot of money. Sometimes I wonder, is it a mistake that Neolife has made? Why am I getting so much money?
Yeah.
I haven't even worked too hard, like long time. I did get a lot of money. We've stepped up. We couldn't believe our bank account. I don't want to lie. It was a lot of money.
Fantastic, Carol. It is so fantastic. I've actually looked at those figures and it's very, very encouraging. And I see as you moved up to world team, there's been a nice increase as well on that. So that's fantastic. And Carol, just just in closing, how about the future? What do you see? Where are you going from here? You know, you've got a wonderful team. What is the team's mindset for the future? What's your mindset for the future? What do you see?
Okay, I'll let Jabu answer this one.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Carol, so much. Jabo, good having you with us.
Thank you. I feel great to be part of this meeting every Thursdays.
Fantastic.
So, Rory, I see the future very bright. Why I say this? You know, since you guys have started this school for us every Thursdays, you know, there's no day that I am the same person. Every day I'm a new person. And, you know, I've even set myself a goal that with the next convention, I feel that I could take 2 of my downlines to the convention. That will be Sapphire directors.
Wow.
You know, every time I've learned something out of this session of Thursdays, I go all out the next day and practice what I've learned the previous day. You know, that is working for me.
Yeah.
And yes, really that is working for me. It's so encouraging to have this session. I don't see myself without the 2 Sapphire directors at the convention.
So you will be obviously one or at least 1 to 2 Ruby by year end come October convention. Is that what you're working towards?
Yes.
That's our dream. That's our dream. Yeah, we're going forward. Backward, never.
Well, Carol and Jabba, you've been an inspiration to so many. And you know what I'm so proud of or excited about for you is the fact that it was during the COVID period that you just took hold of this thing. You had a mindset and said, COVID is not going to beat us. We're going to get on top of this thing. And you went out and you've just shown us all what you made of. And it's so encouraging. And thank you for doing that, because you set a fine example for so many to follow. So thank you so much. And we'll look forward to seeing that great success coming up in the future. So thank you both tonight for your
you know, Rory, I say to you guys, thank you. In fact, I thank COVID, because if COVID never came, I do not think we should have had such sessions on Zooms whilst you are at home, having time, relaxing, you understand. So COVID, you know, have even improved the standard of doing this business in Neolife. So thank you, COVID. Thank you to you guys.
Isn't it nice? I can echo that. The business is so much easier since COVID, and these Zooms are an absolute pleasure. Instead of running around the countryside, we do it from the comfort of our home. So thank you, Carol. Thank you, Jabba, for your great input. Right, just in closing this evening, what I'm going to move on to is, you know, the importance of these events. Jabba and Carol spoke about the Zoom meeting. This is every Thursday. Now, next Thursday, 7:30, we are having a business presentation, which will be a perfect opportunity for you to get guests. You know, don't come on your own. Invite people. Make a purposeful point of inviting people throughout the week to attend, and send out the invitations so that you get guests attending these Zoom meetings every Thursday. Also, Druza, thank you for joining us on this leadership expose that we've been doing over the last 2 weeks. And thank you for that input so much. But also, very important, what we've got coming up now is the Explore Neolife conventions, which are starting this very Saturday. And on the 11th, this Saturday at 1:30 p.m. at the Garden Court, Durban, and Johannesburg, Modderfontein, we have these incredibly well-designed Explore Neolife events. Now, these are specifically designed for new guests. The more guests, the more team you can fit into that meeting, the greater success you're going to have. So get on that, get working on that. No excuses. Be there with people and you'll start moving. Then on the 25th in Cape Town, Southern Suns Hotel, Newlands, same thing happening. Don't just think local. build your business nationally. In fact, on the 22nd, on the 25th as well in Windhoek, Namibia, you might be able to get people to the meeting in Namibia. Then also for all people who become qualified senior managers or executive managers, on the 22nd of March, there is a special training which you would be on Zoom. You have to be qualified by latest the 1st of March, and or the qualifying period is the last September, what was it? December, January, February. So make a point of getting to these events. They are absolutely designed, tailor-made for the building of your business. Okay, so those are the events. Very, very important indeed. Thank you so much to participants. I'm going to now ask my dear wife, Nola, to take over. And she's got some important meetings, message in the close. Thank you. Okay. Good night.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Drew. Thanks, Rory. And very, very big thank you to Carolyn Jabu. On my phone, I'm getting messages saying, oh, it's just good to hear Carolyn Jabu taking a step. It's encouraging. And, you know, it's good to hear your mindset because you've set a goal to go to the convention with 2 successful world team members, SAFA directors, which is fantastic. And that is a mindset. And that's what I just wanted to talk to you about. A goal is the results you want to achieve. And basically, the marketing plan that Rory showed you and Andrew's spoken about, the steps you take, you know, those are good stepping stones. Those are good goals because it involves finance. The more turnover, the more money. And the results you want will be able to get you your dreams. So, you know, it's important that you have dreams emotionally driven by something exciting that's going to happen, because that's going to get you your goals, your steps. They're going to push you through your steps. And so basically the system produces the results and leads you to your goals. So I want to ask you a question. How easily can you be put off your purpose? And that is we all put off our purpose at some stage by something that's happened, something that hasn't happened, something that somebody said. And I mean, it's exciting to hear that at least Carol and Jabu grew in COVID. A lot of people grew their businesses in difficult times, and the others were just sitting terrified at home or using it as an excuse not to do anything, you know, and other people sort of fitted in between there. And so it's an example to us heading forward that we are actually in control of our lives, no matter how we've been bossed around by other people. We can control. So can you be put off your purpose easily? And that's a question we've got to ask ourselves. You don't have to answer it to yourself. People are unsure of themselves in difficult times, and you know, their personal difficult times. We all have to have more patience with people. We've got to have more resilience ourselves. We've got to do more follow-ups, and that the profit is in the follow-up. So never, ever forget to follow somebody up. And we have to have more support for people than ever before. And if we can do that, we're going to build teams that are solid and lasting. And what we are doing with Neolife now is more needed than ever before, because we're giving families hope and a way for change to happen. Change for the good, step by step, where perhaps they haven't had any hope before, haven't known what to think or where to go. And so for success, we have to have another thing, and that's self-control, and to be able to discipline our disappointments. And, you know, the more you do, the more disappointments you're going to have. If you're not having disappointments, if you're not having potholes in your journey, maybe you're not traveling far enough. Maybe you're not doing enough. And in our journey, be careful of outside influences that manipulate our time and especially our minds. we've got to be indistractable. And we all have distractions. And there's a lot going on in social media and whatever. And we can't be distracted from our purpose if we want to achieve something. And the real source of our problem is what is called internal triggers that put us off. And what are internal triggers? Well, I'm going to mention the most important one, or the most obvious one, is that's emotion. Emotion can put us off course totally or propel us forward. But our emotions have got to be in control, and our excuses have got to be in control. I mean, it's so easy to make an excuse, but is it going to get you to where you want to go? And if the answer is no, well, then don't make the excuse. Allowing what others say to make us doubt our opportunity or even doubt ourselves. Oh my, people can be really cruel. We were told that we'd never make it. And the way we got over that was that we realized those people that were so bravely telling us and so confidently telling us we'd never make it in this business. I don't know what they meant by never make it, but anyway, they weren't going to pay our bond off. They weren't going to pay for our cars. They weren't going to give us the lifestyle, the things that were on our dream list. So why listen to them? It doesn't matter, does it, really, what people say? And so we got over it, and we were quite stubborn about that. But how we really do monitor our mindset is the most important thing. We've got to monitor it, and it's got to be worked on daily. And so we control our mind by what we intentionally put into it. And as we learned right in the very beginning, these things are called ears. They're not garbage bins. So you've got to be careful what you let people put in to your ears, because it's got to be good. It goes straight into the brain and the mind, the subconscious. So, be very intentional about what you read, who you spend your time with. What you think, what you allow your thoughts, where you allow your thoughts to go. Our thoughts have got to encourage us. They can't destroy us. And there's a lot going on, and there are things happening. And if you allow yourself to focus on that, your excitement will be destroyed. Your business will then be destroyed if there's no excitement. So just be excited about the possibilities we all have in their life. They're all possibilities. And if somebody can do it, if Kara and Jabu can get to World Team, you can. If the senior managers that we recognize, they're senior managers, qualified senior managers. If they can do it, of course you can. It's the same opportunity, the same products. So basically, our mind is the differentiation between that. And so, your biggest win is your imagination. Imagine, what do you imagine? Imagine sitting in the most favorite place you'd like to sit on holiday for a week or two with your loved ones. Imagine never having to pay a bond off again because your house is fully paid for. Wouldn't that be great? You got to see it, you got to feel it, you got to believe it and focus on it and do whatever it takes because you have the opportunity. So, maintaining the right mental attitude, the attitude of courage, and it is courageous. Success takes courage, and being honest with yourself, that takes courage. Being living with gratitude, being really, really happy, always seeing the good in everything. There's always good in everything. You have to dig sometimes quite deep, but there's always good. And success is basically creating the outcome you want. And that's what we've got to do. So as Andrew was saying in the beginning, what do you want to have happen this month? Are you going to get out and create that outcome? Even if you missed the mark, you probably would have got higher if you had, than you would have got if you hadn't put it out there, in your mind. So achievement comes from a burning desire and a consistent effort. And we've all embarked on this incredible near-life journey. And every journey has a destination. So what I want you to think about, you're on a journey from here to there, from here, from where you are now to a qualified director, from where you are now to Ruby director or president's team. You're on that journey. We're all at different size businesses, that's fine. So you're on your journey, and going on a journey, you're going to go through stuff. You're going to go through potholes. You're going to go through detours of people and people changing their minds, people putting you, just ignoring your phone call. It doesn't matter. That just is an indication that they're not the right ones or not the right timing for them. But you're going to go through stuff on your journey. But remember, your destination of where you're going to go for your dreams is what you're going to. So there's a very big difference in a mindset as to what you're going through and what you're going to. And don't confuse them, because detours in your journey can put you off track and make you forget where you're going to. And going through the journey, you get there and you've gone to it, what you want to go to. And that's very important. So, a few years of grinding can produce a lifetime of freedom and a future of choice. And I think we all want choice in our future. And so remember, the world needs the best version of you, needs the best version of me. We've got to work on it all the time. And let your desire for success be greater than your fear of failure. And that's hard sometimes, but it's doable. Always look up. We give thanks to the Lord for everything. We enjoy our journey in near life. We use this opportunity and we love our distributors. We don't do it the other way around. So, just great having you on the call. Thank you once again, Drew. Thank you, Raw. And thank you, Jabu and Carol. And we just love you all and wish you a wonderful month.
Make it March the best ever you've ever had. Good night.
Yes,
God bless.
great.